What is going on? I'm ZMOT. Today is going to be a little bit of a wonky donkey video. 16 diamonds. What is going on? Join at own risk. That is rough stuff. That is what happens when you only get 12 attacks out of 50. I am calling you out. Join at own risk. That hurts my bottom line. Gotta attack those ops. Moving on forwards. If you might have noticed, my voice sounds terrible. I'm gonna be muting this video, cutting out the audio a bit. I am feeling like a dog's breakfast, feeling absolutely awful. So the chipperness in this video is 1,000% faked, just like the fact that this account is only in rank 14, 13. This tech tree this is my alt account. I have bungled it up badly, but I wanted to try some things. I wanted to try Laser Rangers. I wanted to try Kavan. I have been only rifle rushing, as you can see. I got to 14 with only rifles, which has been silly. Level 3 flares, which is dumb. If you're going to rifle rush, at least get level 4 flares. Level 3 flares has been just crazy. So also probably should upgrade that GBE, but I was holding off for Kavan and my Laser Rangers. So let's get to it. Laser Rangers are very quick. As you can see here, I've got critter launchers. There was a maintenance break earlier today. And no, it had nothing to do with the critter launcher bugs, launcher crashes. I believe they need an optional update for that. So hopefully that comes out soon. I know some of you are having problems. We'll talk about that later on. But what was accomplished in that maintenance break. I told you, brain is in a complete fog here. Thank you for your patience. A critter launcher now unlocks at HQ level 14, which is where it was supposed to be. At HQ level 12, sure, you enjoyed having it, but they sure sucked going against. And in the game files, they were supposed to be at 14 all along. So that's been fixed. The price changed. Critter launchers are now slightly cheaper. I don't have all the details on that yet. I need to do some digging. Not as cheap as they should be, but they are cheaper. The iron cost has gone down dramatically. And this is me, like I said. See, you got to use that extra flare there because the tick 3 flares are not enough. Thankfully, I got the win to get my chest. Literally just got Kavan, unlocked him. And they've also upgraded the Laser Ranger. Like for the Laser Ranger, for a couple different levels when you upgrade her, you got like 1 extra health, which was clearly a bug. I think they like take the stats and then drag down in Excel, and then they forgot to go back and fill in some of those rows. Like just, yeah, rookie moves. Let's keep going though. We are going to do some Laser Ranger strats. I have no idea what I'm doing. So if you're using Laser Rangers, let me know. My bandwidth in my brain is completely full. The tubes are blocked. Need to make sure we've got the right. Look at that. I managed to at least get second win activated. Critter launchers. Yeah, we're now, if you see critter launchers, by the way, one thing that my general feeling, in case you didn't notice the word general, I'm not 100% positive on this, but it feels like all of the problems that are happening with our friends' critter launchers are based on the number of critters. So don't run away from these guys. If you run away from the critter launchers, you're gonna have a bad time. As soon as you run away from them, there's gonna be more and more critters. The worst thing you can do, and I've seen many people do this, is throw a flare and use that flare to run away from critter launchers, because the critters are just gonna chase you. Like, don't flare a building because your troops are gonna ignore the critter launchers, but like, hopefully this is making sense. Your troops will, on their own, target the critters as long as you're not flared onto a building or running away from them. If you're running away from them, they're still focused on that flare. They're just going to get eaten from behind like some sort of monster in a horror movie or something like that. Pretty good time with the Laser Rangers and Kavan. Don't try Laser Rangers on their own. Without Kavan, you're just going to have a bad battle. Here we go. Here's a good example. Look at these critters just absolutely eating up. And now he's bringing back more rifles. That was not the right choice. Kavan and the Bombardiers were out of range of the critter launchers. So this is a great example of what not to do. You'll notice the critters Also, see that grenadier? Don't use grenadiers because they play hot potato. And watch this, he's gonna kill his own grenadier. He's gonna kill his own bombardier. So this is a perfect example of what not to do against critter launchers. A, don't use second wind to bring back more rifles to spawn more critters. And B, don't use grenadiers anywhere near critter launchers because what's going to happen is your grenadier is going to throw a potato masher, which I, by the way, is the name for those type of grenades, towards a critter and going to hit Kavan or the rifles or the bombardiers. So bombardiers don't do friendly fire. Grenadiers 1000% do. So this person has wasted a bunch of their GBE, a bunch of their second wins when there was zero need to do it, and as a result, they are likely going to fizzle. Because I've got a boom cannon there and a boom cannon there, and they have wasted a whole bunch of GBE. So bad times for you, my friend. They've got all of these mines to go to get to that boom cannon. We've already won over a minute ago, and then the mines are going to start kicking in. The boom cannon's going to start shooting in the faces, and this base was built by the one and only Orion. So shout out to Orion. He actually built his own base for the first time in history, sent me a ping, and as a result, I built it too, and it's going pretty well. My base on my other account is doing slightly better, I believe, but this base is doing fairly well. As that final bombardier gets shot in the face, now we just need a face shot for Kavan and Mo Shukar. I don't know what that means. I need to take a breath. Okay, we are back in 14 as I assumed. Like, this should propel me into gold if I have the time to play, now that I've actually got a viable troop. Bombardiers got a bunch of you into diamond very quickly. Not a huge surprise there, but what I'm trying to do here with my laser ladies is I'm trying to keep them slightly left because sorry, slightly right. That way they have this like nice line. Hopefully you can see that because I can't draw mid attack. And then my rifles are going to be off slightly to the side. No concerns about second wind. And we're dropping our rifles somewhat, I can't think of the word. Not all at the same time. That's where my brain's at today. I greatly appreciate all of your patience. I'm assuming some of you will get a laugh out of this. Christmas can't come soon enough. I'm hoping to take some time off for Christmas. It is hopefully going to be in the cards. We will find out a lot of things. A lot of things going on at the moment, but oh Nelly, pretty good time with Laser Rangers. I'm going to show you. I'll do some drawings in a second here, just to try to show you exactly what I was on about there. Definitely need to do a little bit of drawings here. Kavan just makes every base like. Anyone I've talked to anyone about how good their base is doing, they say it does great except for against Laser Rangers with Kavan. And as you can see there, 238. They haven't even scratched the surface of our base yet. Let's see if Vincent is indeed a noob. Vincent has dead Kavan, which is great for us. Vincent has a few of those rifle dudes left over, which is bad for us. That's a good flare, Vincent. That is not a complete and utter noob maneuver. Getting that rifle out front, Vincent, you might be calling yourself a noob, but the fact that you're going after the boom cannon is a good thing. So there's some good things here from Vincent. Missed, I wouldn't have reflared there personally, but now, I'm going to try to show you what I was talking about. I can't, unfortunately, on that attack, so we're going to have to wait a little teeny tiny bit for Vincent to finish up. I'm going to pause here, have a drink of water, and then we'll be carrying on as soon as the noob is done. We're not going to wait for Vincent. So I talked about critter launchers. I don't think I went into detail about, well, I just picked it up. That's not a good idea. About what I think is causing the problem with them. I think that Boom Beach has a memory issue, which is causing your out of sync issues. And Boom Beach is optimized for, let's say, 100 buildings, just picking a number out of nowhere. If we look at Dr. T on the volcano base, for example, there can be a lot of buildings there. We'll say 100 just because I don't know the actual number. And what's happening is people are letting the critters accumulate. I have never had an out of sync error on Boom Beach with the critter launchers, even though my device is affected. I believe that it's the number of critters are just accumulating and accumulating on the defensive side. I know with the critter launchers on the offensive side, we've had thousands of critters. On the defensive side, there are just too many buildings out there. Every critter is considered a building. It has to track where all of those buildings are facing and attacking and things like that. So I really think that what's happening is Boom Beach just is dying. So I'm going to show you my replay just so I can show you what I'm talking about here. We're going to take a little screen grab, and I'm going to show you what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to drop my laser rangers. Let's just go right about there. Trying to drop my laser rangers there. That way their beams will go through all of this stuff. And on the same time, what I'm trying to do is drop my riflemen over here. That way, all of these defenses target the riflemen as our laser rangers blast through all of the stuff. Pretty elementary, pretty rudimentary, pretty decent, simple stuff, but figured I would draw it out because sometimes I'm not so great at explaining things. By the way, big shout out to all of the people who won the brawl boxes off me. There we go. We got our first instance of critter launchers. We're going to try to be a little bit careful, hoping that I can get all of these guys rocking and rolling. I gave out 5 times brawl boxes to on Twitter, on my Discord, and on whatever the heck that's called. What's that next thing called? I gave it out to my Patreons. I gave it out to my YouTube members, just trying to give back to all of the people who have been greatly appreciated over the years. I don't do terribly well at Patreon because that kind of makes me feel uncomfortable, but I do have some Patreons, so that now you see with Laser Rangers you can completely and utterly ignore these critter thingy majiggers because your Laser Rangers shoot so quickly that they don't have any problems. We're not flaring away so the critters can start chasing us. We're just straight up in their face, letting our troops kill all of those critters. This right-hand side is a little bit different, but you see that laser ranger just zapping the heck out of all of those lasers. All of those critters. Sorry. Now, right now, we're going to accumulate some critters because I'm going to rush this final engine room. That critter launcher is going to start accumulating some critters, but it's not going to last long enough. This is the one time where I'm going to ignore those critters and flare that engine room. If you're flaring engine room to engine room to engine room between critter launchers, you're going to have a bad time. You're going to start to accumulate all sorts of critters. This person's trying to do the rifle rush. I am actually clearing mines for them, as you can see right there. Critters do clear mines. You have to be a little bit careful as far as where you place them. And that is why there are not a whole bunch of mines over on this side and not a whole bunch of mines on this side because you don't want, and notice most of the mines are in behind the critter launchers. So there's a couple mines that might get cleared here, but by the time that's happened, the riflemen have already cleared it. So trying to give you a simple guide to critter launchers. You're going to be seeing them more and more as people start to unlock them. This is a very defensive season. So the fact that I've got tanks, they're not useful right now, but I'm thinking later on in the season they will be. The fact that I've got Kavan, he's useful now, and he's going to be useful very later on in the season. I've talked about this a bunch. This screen right here, only 50% troop health. Anytime we've had those kind of seasons, tanks have been useful in the longer term. Also, the fact there's 150% both building health and damage means that Kavan and tanks, I know my tech tree sucks right now. This one is very much playing the long game. I think it's going to be good longer term. I just have to suck it up and realize that I'm not even in gold and it's like day 17 or whatever the heck it feels like. All these defensive seasons just get drawn out so much. Not my favorite type of season, but I do like the fact that things have alternated and changed a little bit season by season. You gotta have a defensive season to appreciate the offensive seasons as our troops utterly and completely crush all of this stuff. We are getting very low on laser rangers though. I probably should have had a couple more riflemen out there. Like I said, I have not had a lot of experience with these laser rangers, as you can tell by the fact that all my rifles are behind them, not being super useful. I think we're probably going to fail on this attack, to be completely honest. Making all sorts of mistakes. On the plus side, though, we have cleared the majority of the flamethrowers and the mortars and all of the things that are going to take our troops out quickly, so might be able to squeak out a win, but it's 1000% going to be a squeak. So we are going to focus on you right here, my friend, trying to get a couple engine rooms before the majority of our troops go away. Just like Vincent the Noob, we are going to focus on the things that shoot back. In these kind of scenarios, you need to take out the things that shoot back. It is so critical. We're going to throw a smoke right there, trying to keep all of those final remaining riflemen alive, and just absolutely trying to squeak out the win here. Need to do a couple smart little details, and I feel like we might have pulled it off. Not the sexiest attack, definitely not the sickest attack in the wrong form of sick, as I mute to cough, but I think we're going to be able to pull this off. It feels like maybe, just maybe, there's the saving grace right there. The fact that we've got enough GBE to get out some more troops means we are going to take down all of the engine rooms. Kavan, the true MVP. That's going to be it for me. I'm going to go lie myself down and hopefully wake up at some point. But my goodness gracious. I feel like this time of year, like my wife is a teacher, like I think they said they had 100 kids away from the school yesterday for being sick, and the school only has like 300 kids. So there are a lot of sick people, and as soon as you have kids, you're just dragging disgusting germs. Kids are disgusting, let's be honest. That is my win streak. Glad you guys were able to be here for it. Oh, we're so close to the next rank. I'm very confident the next time we talk, this account will be in gold. Now that like I said, finally have a viable troop. Don't worry about getting Kavan to tick 5. All you need for level 6 second wind is tick 4. Otherwise, hopefully this helped you guys out a little bit. Hopefully this entertained you a tiny bit as my cat comes in carrying a giant feather. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you for coming in. I'm ZMOT. Before you go, housekeeping issues. Make sure you've got creator code ZMOT in every single Supercell game, especially Brawl Stars right now. I know a lot of you are great at putting it in Boom Beach. Please throw it in some other games as well. It is greatly appreciated. I shall talk to you soon. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, get your aunt to watch it. Make sure she's logged in on her own account. By the way, we still don't have anyone, a female over 65, has ever watched my video in the last month. Still trying at that. That's all I want for Christmas. Log into your grandma's computer, watch my YouTube from there, and that'll make my Christmas right there. Oddest request you'll ever get. I'm ZMOT. Thanks for coming in. Peace.